anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster that will leave you inspired and informed.
Citizen Jones Selected Prologues of Volume 1 now available. Get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com. Citizen Jones Selected Prologues, a classical compendium of compelling arguments.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster.
It's glad to have you join us again for our second segment of the show. This is Enterprise Television, our main conversation for today. We have it that despite the rising insecurity, the administration of Muhammad Buhari, late, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu have forced hundreds of senior military officers into early retirement. So between 2015 and 2023, over 500 generals and other top officers across the Army, Navy, and Air Force were retired following the appointment of new service chiefs. A long-standing military tradition requiring officers senior to or on the same course as new chiefs to step down.
Very true. The practice continued under Tinubu, who, after appointing new service chiefs in June 2023, saw more than 100 senior officers exit the services. The mass retirement has drawn mixed reactions. Now, retired generals Ishola Williams and Aliyu Momoh criticized the system as wasteful and outdated, arguing it disrupts professionalism and waste experience.
All right, let's get talking. We still have with us Barrister Van Sofel. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
My pleasure.
Beautiful. Now let's get talking on this very important, very so important issue that I think those running Nigeria have found a way to hide it such that people would not know the gravity of it. The beauty of any career, Barrister, is the fact that when you get into it with your body, soul, and spirit, you would allow yourself pass through the process and enjoy it as much as you want to. For the military, it's no longer the same. You are my classmate and you are made the service chief, and because of that I am forced to retire. Of what good really is the career, if we would ask at this point? Speak to us.
Yes, the reason they have that military tradition is that once they have service chiefs, those service chiefs are therefore referred to as the leaders of that particular segment. Okay, like the Air Force, the Army, the Navy. Okay, when you have that. So, and when you now have people who are actually their senior, okay, in the force and the rest of that, what it will mean is that they will not be able to succumb to the hierarchy of command of their junior. You understand? So, and most times they are asked to retire. They are forcefully asked to retire. You understand? And it's becoming a problem now because the number involved is now huge. And when you look at it, even the persons involved are officers that are still very young.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a problem now. Ordinarily, it's the right military tradition. And then why do you go for a very young officer as the service chief? Just so that you have to now retire all the senior ones. So why don't you look among the senior ones to appoint them so that there will be less casualty in the process? So, but the same thing happened when Obasanjo came in 1999. When Obasanjo came in 1999, what he did was that all the military head of state, anybody that have served in political position before that have been head of state, one state or the other, all of them were forcefully asked to resign. And we saw a huge number that time. It was about 200 plus that had to resign forcefully, you know, because people thought that the democracy wasn't going to last. I mean, it was the beginning of the Fourth Republic, and we've had military intervention. Every democratic dispensation short-lived by a military intervention from 1966 down to, you know, the time we had in 1999 then. So he took that decision. Now, from Buhari era and Tinubu era, we've had, when Buhari appointed the service chief, a lot of them were asked to retire. This time around, a lot of them has been asked to retire. Between Buhari and Tinubu, you have 500, just go like that. And this 500, you know how much the military has expended in training them, both locally and internationally. Their experience, wealth of experience, their contribution to nation building, to security, and the fact that they too have families and the rest of that. So when you relieve them of their duties like that at very young age, what you are saying is that you are building and destroying at the same time. Okay, you build halfway and you pull it down. At the end of the day, you know, it's not, for me, when you look at what they call cost-benefit analysis, it does not, I don't think it's giving us value for money spent. It's not giving us value for money spent. So my suggestion is that if you have to appoint service chief, appoint from the hierarchy, the highest in ranking. If you are able to, don't go and appoint a junior and then you have to relieve almost 500 people to go at once. This time around 100 plus to go. So I think we have to look at it very well. Despite military tradition, we should know that society has changed. Things have changed all over the world.
Yeah, okay. So can affected generals challenge their forced retirement in courts? Can I take this to courts?
All right, I think we lost a barrister there, and we hope to get him as soon as possible because of connection issues that we have going on. You know, but speaking to, you know, what, you know, a barrister said, it's actually very, you know, despicable. You know, that I join a force, desire to serve the country, desire to, you know, have my say in the country, contribute what I think would make Nigeria a better place. And less than 15, 20 years in the service, I'm asked to retire or to resign. And while someone is asking me to do that, maybe I am 15 years in marriage. Right, my kids are less than 10 to 15 years. I still have a long span of time to train these kids from secondary to university. How do I now source the funds to do all of that? So that is very similar to what the barrister said. We build, at the same time we destroy.
Well, okay, I like your point. They are valid. I'm going to speak in the direction of their welfare, right? I'm from a military background. Okay. My father is a retired naval officer. So, you know, when I can remember when he retired, or I know that yes, they have this their pension thing that they receive and all of that. So he even retired. He planned. One thing about this thing is, you need to plan yourself because you don't even know what would come for you. As a military person or as a military personnel, you know that, okay, you are into this, and aside from the passion, you always desire that, okay, this is what you want to live your life for, right? So as a person in that, as a military person, you should be able to plan yourself. Because I could remember when he was still in when my dad was still in service, they had there were some issues, you know. I asked him, I said, Daddy, can you retire? He said, not yet, that, you know, there is this specific time. He gave himself this time, like, this is the time I want to retire and all of that. And he has even planned himself. Now, talking about what you said, about, okay, you just joined the Navy, you've been in the force for like about 15 years, and you have children that are not even up to 20 years, 20 years old. The thing is still based on planning yourself. Well, I'm not really happy about this, for the fact that these people, they have families and they have their long-term plans, right? So the thing is that you just need to, like, okay, in case, because Nigeria can happen to anybody. Yeah.
Well, we hope that Nigeria does not happen to those serving with the military. I understand that a barrister has joined us. Thank you so very much, barrister. Are you there with us?
Very well.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, so you were stating some facts there just before we lost you. Can you continue from there?
Yes, I'm saying that who says that even if you appoint a junior in the military hierarchy to head any of the business as a service chief, who says those who are above him in ranking and other must retire as a matter of necessity? Because they are going to be succumbing to command from their junior. Okay, why can't you manage that? Can you take all the seniors to a different assignment? You can take them to a different assignment, and they don't have to be under, I don't know how to say about it, but I don't think it's right for them to just leave that way. Because that way, what we are doing is we are throwing away experience. We are throwing away experience, hard-earned experience. We are throwing it away. Then we are now trying to absorb new ones. So at the end of the day, what you have is you want to make sure that everybody under service must be the junior. And when you want to appoint, you are not careful enough to appoint the seniors. You are appointing the juniors to clear off the seniors. So something must be done about that. They have to review it. It's a military tradition. Doesn't mean it cannot be reviewed.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Very, very true, barrister. And a retired general who was equally a casualty to some of these things had his say. He said that it's only Nigeria that you get to observe such issue, except maybe war-torn countries. And that a large reason why some of these things happen is because of our insecurity issue we have in Nigeria. And he further stated that some of these retired generals are the one in charge, or the cartels that fuel the insurgency that we have majorly in the northern part of Nigeria, and the bunkering issue, the oil theft that we have in the south and especially the Niger Delta region. So do you really think the best way of having these people retire and engaging them into things that are anti the economy is good enough? Or what do you think at this point? How do you think we can make use of these retired military officers that are still okay and good enough to go?
Now let me say this, because my dad was in the Air Force, okay? So when they get set to retire, there's this training they used to send them to go and do in Osho, wherein they are going to help them on entrepreneurial. They will go through some level of entrepreneuring and skill acquisition, so that after their retirement they can have that and use that to pursue the remaining part of their lives with their pension. Now, for this one where they are retiring them under emergency, which training is available there that they have to put them through that will give them enough resources or enough technical skills to be able to integrate to the larger society? My dad used to say that time that you can take the man out of the army, but you cannot take the army out of the man.
Yes.
Okay? And that is why when you see when they finish, when they retire, and when they get to civil society, if you mess up with them, they will reactivate their military operations against you, against our community. You understand? So that is a standing issue. Now there have been generals who have been fingered to be among those who are instigating bunkering. There are very many. And things like this cost it. Those who retired very angrily, those who retired under situations and circumstances like that, without their will, those who were forcefully retired against their will and plan, they will look for a way to come back at society. And because they already have that training, it will be easy for them to sabotage the economy or sabotage infrastructure or the country's economic resources. They are majorly the ones in charge of illegal mining in the country as we speak. Many of them are into bunkering. Many of them are all into all kinds of things. Remember, many of them are armed.
Yeah.
They know how to use weapons. They know how to recruit and train people to use weapons. They know how to commit all kinds of havoc if they want to turn it negative. So we should make them to retire smiling. You understand?
Yes.
Let them retire well. Don't force them out. And even if you have to force them out, give them enough resources to be able to reintegrate. Give them soft landing. Because when you disturb them abruptly, they will come back at society. That's the truth.
Good. So, why has the practice of retiring officers, especially the senior ones, to service chiefs, persisted for so long? Why have we had this for so long? And do you think there are any solutions to be done to this whole thing?
I've said it now that one of the generals said that these things happen in war-torn countries and all that. I know that in the United States, the fact that you are appointing someone to lead, it does not mean others should go. But because we are under insurgency and we are under serious security issues, perhaps the long military tradition of retirement and all that, when a younger person comes up, have been there. It's also the police. Let's not forget, when an IG is appointed, you have the seniors and the classmates of that IG all will have to go. You understand? So that the IG can have full autonomy of control of the police force. So that's how it is.
That is how it is.
All
Okay.
right. We do not have enough time. I would love that we go some more on this very important topic for today, but we'll just have to let it rest for now.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, Barrister, for your time. We truly do appreciate you.
It's my pleasure.
All right. All right, people, that's just about the time that we have. We'd love to say thank you to you for being part of it. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I'm Kendi Bodurian.
Have yourself a splendid day. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. We'll see you tomorrow for yet another awesome time.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.